What's up, everybody? With the release of a new set in Magic the Gathering, it is always an exciting time, a time for innovation, trying new things, and with the release of March of the Machine, it is no different this week. March of the Machine released a few days ago and is now available on Magic Online. So this week, we're going to spend some time testing some new cards, trying some new things, and venturing into the new world of Modern. Today, our Yawgmoth list is going to be using one of those new cards, which appears pretty powerful on the surface. A new removal spell that looks to take the place of Murderous Cut in the sideboard. Before we get to that, I want to talk about the main deck, in which we are trying another new thing today, which I actually have pretty high hopes for. This was brought up by one of our users in the comments, said that they'd heard that some rumblings about this new card instead of running an extra land. And today we're going to test that out for the first time as well. That new card is Abundant Harvest, and it kind of makes sense playing this card instead of an extra land because it's versatile and gives you the ability to find a non-land card if you are in need of that as well. This is in lieu of the third Birds of Paradise. Once again, in the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about Birds of Paradise, not so great because of red removal. So we're shaving a bird and adding an Abundant Harvest. The main deck, what you'd come to expect out of a stock Yawgmoth list at this point, nothing too fancy outside of that change that I just mentioned. The sideboard, we're running that new card that I mentioned, Pylon, which reads Convoke, pretty good synergy with our deck. 3 colorless and a black, destroy target creature or planeswalker, surveil 2. The thought is that this is better for our deck than running something like a Murderous Cut, which post sideboard gets less good because our opponents are going to be attacking our graveyard as well. So we're going to try Pylon for the first time today. The rest of our sideboard is pretty stock as well. Nothing too fancy there. We're going to jump into this league with March of the Machine Modern and see how Abundant Harvest and Pylon perform in our Yawgmoth deck. Let's get to it. And our first foray into March of the Machine Modern, we are jumping in, playing against mtwhet. They are going to be on the play. They've mulliganed to 6. Our opening 7, I think, is acceptable. Do need another land, but I think this is a keep. Let's see how it goes. Is it cool whip or cool whip? mtwhet or whet? You tell me. You tell me. Opponent leads basic forest. Landlord Elves. We are playing against Elves. Not good for our opponent. Likely not good for our opponent. I'm going to lead Besage into bird. Then turn 2, we'll get up both of our Undyers, and then turn 3, we'll have a Yawgmoth, most likely. As long as we're not dead. Okay, opponent Temple Garden, Fiend Artisan, Heritage Druid. Okay, they're doing stuff. We're going to shock this in, and I'm going to play out my Geist, I'll play out my Yawgmoth, and then next turn, we're going to be in a position not only where we can Evo into our Yawgmoth, but if we draw into a green card, which we will have access to at some point, 1, 2, 3, 4, we'll just have the kill. As long as we pull a green card in a land before we hit our Blood Artist, we'll have the kill next turn. So we just have to not die, and I don't think we can die. I don't think that's likely. Like if they get a Devoted Druid here, I think it's very unlikely we lose from here. 3 mana? Sacrifice Heritage Druid, sure. Like the way we lose from here is if they had Tyvar, but I don't think they have a Tyvar. Okay, there's the Devoted Druid, sure. Moving back to our turn. All right, so yeah, this is just gonna be lethal, I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna lead with a fetch here. We'll get a basic farce, Evo our Geist, get ourselves a Yawgmoth, and we just need a green card, and we'll have the win. Green card before Blood Artist. Turn 3 kill, not too shabby. Can I haul out a green card? Okay, Abundant Harvest, our first time seeing it. So we will put our Endurance into play. We will target ourselves, cast Court of Calling. So one of the fancy little tricks that you have access to when you play Endurance with this deck, it essentially acts as an Elvish Spirit Guide. from here, and our opponent scoops. All right, we're up a game. Turn 3 kill. Pretty good start to the league here. Playing against Elves, what do we want? Silex seems decent. Might be a little slow on the draw. We'll see. I think some of our removal might be acceptable. Like the thing we could potentially run into is them going infinite. So just having interaction to deal with that, I think, is valuable. I definitely want Fatal Push. Probably go for the Throat, and then maybe Pilot. Maybe it's just like those 3 cards. Maybe the Silex. I feel like Grist is probably pretty bad. And then probably shave on Endurance as well, even though it was good in that game. Endurance can hit. I don't think Endurance actually gives us the opportunity to respond to Tyvar. I could be mistaken, but I don't think it gives you that opportunity. And then I think we can actually shave on Wall of Roots as well. And like maybe Thoughtseize is fine. Maybe Haywire Might just in case. I feel like Thoughtseize is probably fine too. I don't love shaving a bunch of creatures though. I think we just want to be fast here. And I don't like the idea of just like one Thoughtseize. Maybe I'll just keep both Endurances in just because it helps us go fast. We'll see how this goes. We were on the draw that game too, and we still got there, so. All right, I think this is probably pretty solid. The Silex will buy us some time. We'll keep this. Opponent goes Overgrown Tomb into Mystic, sure. The question from here is, do I actually play out my Hierarch or not? Do I want to do that? Like, it doesn't change anything with regards to the Silex, so I think I might just hold it. I'm gonna play out of Foothills, and then I'm just gonna Silex turn 2, and then probably pop it for 1 on turn 3. And then I'll play out my Hierarch from there. 1, 2, 3. Tyvar, sure. See if they untap. No, they mill 3. 1 drop. War Master. Okay. Okay, maybe we need to rethink our game plan here. Yield into the end step. Maybe I'm trying to get too cute. I'll put Tomb into play. They have 4 cards in hand. Okay, Pylon. Pylon's cool. Actually hits a Planeswalker too. It's a little expensive right now. They have 4 cards in hand. Okay, I think I'm gonna just go Innkeeper into Hierarch, and then I'll pass the turn from here, and then I'll have Pylon up next turn. Like my Silex game plan kind of fell out the bottom here. All right, so there's a chance we're just dead here, depending on what they have. If they have like a Chord of Calling, yeah, if they have Chord, we're just dead. And I think that's what this is. Okay, so they have infinite mana here. They can untap their Mystic, and then we're forced to double chump block. Like, we can double chump block, but then we can pile on. Like, technically we're not dead. Now we might just be dead. Okay, so they can give their creatures trample, so we'll scoop it up. They got us. Okay, game 3, pretty cool, seeing what they did there. Maybe we want Thoughtseize? Maybe Silex is just like too slow. We just go like 2 Thoughtseizes and shave an Endurance. Let's go with that. We're recalibrating as we go here. All right, so Pylon's first appearance wasn't the greatest. All right, game 3 against Elves. Let's go. Opening 7. We don't have a Yawgmoth. Harvest could potentially find us one. This is a pretty fast hand. I'm going to keep it and hope for the best. Might be wrong. Maybe we're just supposed to keep a Yawg, but I'm going to give it a try. See how Harvest performs. Harvest would be a lot nicer too if it was an instant. Play out our Hierarch, pass the turn. Next turn we have Wall of Roots into Innkeeper. They cast a Yawgmoth, sure. That's nice because it will prevent us from taking damage off this this peat land here. Yawgmoth. All right, 1, 2, we'll go Wall of Roots. And because the question is, do we go Innkeeper or do we go Geist? I think I'm gonna go Innkeeper. And I'm gonna keep that mana back. Maybe I don't. Yeah, I'm gonna keep the mana. Okay, opponent has 7 cards in hand. Temple Garden, turn 2. No black source as it stands. Devoted Druid, okay. Pretty important we get rid of that one. Landlore Elves, sure. All right, so we kind of need a Yawg this turn, otherwise we could be in trouble. Twilight Mirror, okay, so we're gonna start with this Harvest. Not land. Go for the Throat. Okay, we'll take that, it does something. So from here, like the peatland draws us a card too. I wonder if we keep that up. Cast out the Geist. I'm gonna swing for 3 here. Oh, yeah, that was stupid. Duh. Okay. I'm gonna swing for 3 here. Okay, I'm going to cast the wolf now, and I'm going to go for the throat the druid during the upkeep. Actually, I need to get rid of it now. Yeah, I can't let that stick around just because if they have something like a Court of Calling, they get infinite mana and then do something else from there. So that was a must kill. 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose if we draw into a Yawgmoth off this peatland now, we won't be able to cast it though, which is a little unfortunate. Finale for 2. I'm guessing another Devoted Druid. Okay, so we need to keep finding answers here. Okay, we got it. This is game. Mana. And our opponent should see what's going on here and scoop it up. Yeah, so this is infinite. And they scoop. 1-0. Alright, we back. Match 2, Modern League. Yawgmoth version 10.2. Fresh off the presses, hot off the presses, March of the Machine. Pile on in the sideboard. Excellent opening 7. We'll keep this. I like this one. I like being on the play as well. I like not mulliganing. I like being on the play. I like having good hands. However many things that was. I'd prefer this Besage were just like a basic, but you know, what are you gonna do? Okay, opponent leads Gemstone Caverns. They exile a Fury. Okay. Alright, show of strength. Why don't we play out my Hierarch? Let's do it. Let's rumble. Turn 2, 5 cards. So we're thinking that this is Rhinos. Opponent plays out their second land. We do have a turn 3 Yawgmoth with this hand, which is nice. I would have preferred, I suppose this is fine. We do want to draw a land next turn. Like, we at least have a blocker for the first set of Rhinos that come down, depending on what happens here. Okay, no Rhinos. No Rhinos, not yet. We're hanging in there. All right, so from here, I think the move is just yeah, that was a mistake. I thought that was a mistake. That's not a mistake. That was fine. Something like a Brazen Borrower would be annoying, but they don't have one. They just F6'd. Opponent goes 4 lands, still nothing. Okay. And we drew a land. So from here we can get ourselves a Hapatra, which is pretty strong. They might have a Force of Vigor. I wonder if we just play it safe. 1, 2, 1, 2. So we can double proliferate on their turn if we play out our basic. I think I'm going to force them into a move with their Force of Vigor if they have one. So I'm going to fetch a basic here. Okay, and they're straight up F6'd, it seems. Okay, they scoop. We're up a game. Up a game against our worst matchup. Cool. Okay. We're going to bring in Shieldred, Silex, Thought Seizes. Doesn't seem like this is a 5-color bill. I think I'm going to bring in a push just to have some more interaction, just buy ourselves some time. And they go for the throat. I don't know if Pylon's worth it. Shaving. I think we're going to shave down Grist's, Endurance, 1 Court of Calling. I feel like Harvest might be slow. Birds of Paradise, not great. Young Wolf, not great. Geist, not great. Lots of cards, not great. I think we'll go with this. Lots of black cards in the deck. Okay, so opening 7 solid. I don't think we can complain about this. Our opponent keeps their 7. At a second glance, this is an interesting hand. The reason being is just because, like, we're assuming this is Rhinos we're playing against, and we don't have any interaction. I think this is a keep, but this is, I feel like it's actually closer than what it seems. Maybe the move is to, like, get a Shieldred. Turn 3. Stomping Grounds. Tapped. Okay. Ignoble is surviving. Catacombs, don't hate having another land. Forest, land, Hierarch. Go. Like, this hand has potential. Basic Island. Fire Ice. Hierarch's dead. Sure. Another Walrus. Walrus, not bad. Not too shabby. Let's play that out. So there's an argument there to play around a Blood Moon, fetch a basic Swamp. But I don't think that's what they want to be doing on their turn. So I'm not playing around it right now. Let's see. Let's see if we get punished for that. Okay, so they're representing Violent Outburst here. We've got 2 blockers for 2 Rhinos. So I can go Wall of Roots into Grist and just try to, like, buy some time. And then let them attack into the Grist, and then next turn get a Yawg into play. I think that's what I'm going to do. Like, the Grist here is a diversion. It's just a matter of, like, it's basically like gain 8 life. is what Grist says. Okay, Thoughtseize into the graveyard. And then I can Chord, get a Hepatra, and then Evo, get a Yawg, and then just wipe their board. What in the world are they doing? Footballs. Man, you're crazy. So my hope here is that they cast a Shardless during their turn as well. That would be my preference. We have to dodge a Force of Vigor here too, or Force of Negation. Okay, swinging to Grist. Swinging to Grist. They do. Nice. +8 life. I like it. He gone. I guess the other argument would be to get instead of getting Hepatra, get ourselves a Geist. But I think this is the move here. Alright. Hold on one sec. I'm going to play around Mystical Dispute. Play out another Forest here. We'll Evo. See if they have Force Negation. They don't. Alright, we're in business, people. We are in business. And now I think we can, without much consequence, attack with the Hepatra. Sure. You can have more Rhinos. And I will kill them all. So I'm not going to just, I'm not going to minus it all the way down to 0. I'm going to put it here. I think we'll knock these guys down a little bit too. I am going to be a little bit conscious of my life total here. Okay, Innkeeper is really good. So with that Innkeeper, I'm actually not going to worry about, so this just goes infinite from here. So as long as this hits, yes. Put a counter on this one. Make another snake. Yes. Okay. Get Innkeeper into play. This is going to be a good game, I believe. Gain a life. And now we'll get a bajillion tokens into play. Our opponent cast an Endurance. Sure. So that's going to be 4 more draws for us, which is fine. Yep. There's the Blood Artist. We kind of wanted that. Kind of wanted that one in our library, but that's still fine. Opponent only has 1 card in hand. Well, I guess what we can do... No, I was going to think we could discard the Blood Artist, let them shuffle it back in with the Endurance, but unfortunately, we will not be able to do that. Okay, there's an Abundant Harvest. We'll let them shuffle this, sure. We will not get the trigger from the Yawgmoth. Okay, and then from here, they have 1 card left in hand. Do we have another Yawgmoth, is the question. We do not. Alright, so we're going to cast out a Hierarch, gain another life, and we will pass the turn from here. Unfortunately, no Court of Calling as of right now. We're going to discard a bunch of lands. And then we will discard, probably keep our Shieldred. We'll get rid of this Thoughtseize and Abundant Harvest. I think that's fine. Pretty good hand. Alright, opponent, you're up. Can you handle it? 16 life. Land. Alright, moving back to our turn. Drew a Beseiju. Okay. So I am going to lead on a Shieldred. And we'll gain a life. And I will cast a... I guess... Okay, so technically I'm giving them a chance here. I kind of messed that one up. Yeah, that was a little bit of a mistake. I'm getting a little too cute with it. I mean, this is infinite life here, but a little too cute for my own good. Okay, that's fine. And we'll have to go for the Throat Up during their turn. Attack with everybody. We'll target this Geist, put a counter, get a guy. Yes. Wonder if they have another Endurance. They do. Okay, fancy. Alright, that's fine. It's kind of funny that's what they have. We'll get another token. Sure. Gain a life. Mow this guy down. Then we're going to gain 3 life with every trigger here. So this is, I mean, we're not losing from here. This is just fun at this point. Just having a good time. I think we can sack this Ignoble. Opponent has no cards in hand. Okay, we'll pass turn. 18 life. I think we're pretty good shape here. Opponent goes down to 5. GG's. GG's. 2-0. Match 3 of our Modern League. We are jumping in, playing against kcoako. kcoako. It's got a nice little ring to it, right? We are going to be on the draw, and kcoako. What's up? Might be watching this video right now. Appreciate the support. All right, opening 7. Opening 7's interesting here. So we can go like Wolf into Wolf and then Cord, but I don't think that's good enough. We're gonna mulligan that. Alright, this 6 isn't great. We don't really have a way to get Yawgmoth. Like, it doesn't really do too much. We are on the draw. On the draw. 6 card hand. Yeah, I'm kind of unsure about this one. This one's tricky. Like, we get a draw step. Kind of has like the pieces of what we want minus like 1 card. I think I'm gonna keep this. I'm not sure it's correct though. And then based on the way this hand looks, I think I'm gonna get rid of this swamp. And we'll go with this. Our opponent said they played Yawg before. I wonder if that's what we're playing right now. They have Wooded Foothills, could be. It's potential. Alright, another Yawgmoth, not what we wanted. I'm gonna start by fetching. So if they have a way to kill this ignoble, we want to get non-basic. If they don't, we want to get basic. I think I'm gonna lead Overgrown Tomb. Just, I think they're on Yawgmoth, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm not gonna take any chances here. Stomping Ground. Okay, so it looks like we made the right choice. Hopefully. So the fact they're not on Yawg makes me feel a little bit more comfortable keeping this hand. My opponent just told me what they're playing. He said they're playing Titan Shift. And I said, good to know. Okay. Alright, Endurance, not great. Not really where we want to be. From here, I mean, we're already below 18 life, so that doesn't really matter. I guess the question is, do we get a Forest? Do we get a Swamp? I think I'm going to get a Forest. Play on our wall, and we'll play on a Young Wolf. Then we'll pass the turn. So we're like 2 turns off of a potential kill right now. Opponent fetches a Mountain into a Dryad. So now if they have a Valakut, I believe they'll be able to trigger it this turn. Alright, Search for Tomorrow. We have 2 cards in hand. Prosperous Innkeeper. The potential for life gain is nice, but I don't know if that's good enough. 2 cards. Alright, I think we're just going to go to try to get the kill next turn. Hopefully we draw into something. I'll yield, and I'll play out the Young Wolf. I think there might actually be an argument to just attack here to try to gain an extra life. Like try to go up above 18. I think there's an argument. I'm not going to, but like get to 18 in the next turn, get back up to 20. We'll see. So they can have 5 lands, 6 lands. They're not going to be able to escape shift this turn for lethal, I don't think. 2 mana. Explore. Sure. Oh, Dwarven Mine. Okay. Wasn't expecting that. Interesting. Into a Foothills. Okay, so if they have escape shift, they'll be able to kill us next turn. Alright, deck. Do your thing. Alright. Alright. We're not going to be able to kill with Blood Artist until their upkeep. And they scooped. Wow. We got there. I appreciate the scoop. Should have let me go through it, but I appreciate it. Saving me some time here. Alright, we're up a game. Alright. Playing Escape Shift. What cards do we care about? I haven't played this matchup in quite a while, so actually not 100% sure. I feel like Force of Vigor is probably worthwhile. I don't know if we want 3 though. Titan Shift. I feel like Go for the Throat's reasonable. Pylon might be. I feel like Thoughtseizes are probably reasonable as well. Maybe just those 5. Okay, I'm going to get rid of Endurance. 1 Endurance. I think we're going to get rid of some number of birds. Young Wolf feels mediocre. As does Geist. I wonder if we bring in a 3rd Thoughtseize. Or potentially even like Pylon. Just like an extra removal spell. Go for the Throat. Innkeeper actually feels pretty bad too. Grist feels pretty bad too. I think I'm going to shave a Grist. We'll go with this. Like I said, it's been so long since I've played this matchup. I'm a little rusty here. Alright, opening 7. This is kind of slow. Opponent keeps a 7. I think we're going to mulligan this. Or 6. I think this is a keep, but I don't love it. I think we're going to get rid of probably the Abundant Harvest. Okay, we'll go with this. I feel like our 7 might have been better than this. Turn 1 Hierarch. So chances are that gets bolted down. But I think we gotta try that. Opponent fetches, shocks, death to our Hierarch. All right. I mean, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I let them, maybe I do it on their terms. Start with the Yawgmoth. All right, casting Explore, Stomping Ground, untapped. So leaving up another Bolt, which I think we're fine with. We draw into a Pylon. I don't know how good this card actually is in this matchup, but we'll run with it. If our opponent wants to bolt our Yawgmoth, we're fine with that. 1, 2, another Explorer. Tribe Elder, sure. Okay, no land, that's great for us. So best case scenario for us is we pull a land from here. And we don't. All right, so we're gonna need to use this Chord of Calling. They are representing a Lightning Bolt. So this is pretty bad for us, the fact we can pull a land. Tribe Elder, sure. They're up to 4 lands, 4 cards in hand. Explore. Okay, so they drew into a land. Fetch. Go down to 14 life. They know we have Chord of Calling here. Like, they're aware that we have that. 1, 2, 3. Dryad, sure. Valakut, no Valakut. Okay, we'll yield into the end step, and then we're gonna fetch and Chord of Calling. All right. Okay, so Evo is just really, really bad. Really not what we want to be doing. Okay, so I can Pylon kill this Dryad, but it seems to me like they don't have any more lands in hand. I can Evo, find myself a Grist. I don't know where exactly that gets me though. I think we're going to be Evoing. I'm not sure what I'm getting as of yet. Grist feels kind of weak. I could get like a Wall of Roots, and then next turn Evo the wall into a Yawg. I can get an Innkeeper, and then just hard cast a Yawg next turn. But if they kill this Dryad, we won't be able to do that. This is a little bit tricky. Geist is also an option. I don't think that's great though. I'm anticipating this Dryad Arbor is going to die. That's what I'm expecting. This is a tricky one. So Evo the Geist. I think it's Wall of Roots. I think we just get a Wall of Roots here. I'll pass the turn. Hope we don't die. I imagine if they have Scape Shift though, we might just be dead. Like they can Scape Shift, Explore, another land. There's land. Bolt. We were expecting that. Force of Vigor. That's actually decent, kind of. All right, what's the move here? So if they have a Titan, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Titan can get Valakut. Then we're pretty much just dead from there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know that we really have a good line. I think we just pass from here, unfortunately. I think Titan's going to come down and probably just kill us. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there's the Titan. I imagine this is going to be Stomping Ground and Valakut. So I'm not sure if I'm doing this right or not, but we're going to do it. So I can Force of Vigor the Dryad. Maybe we'll start there. We have to hope to draw a Swamp. Then does this fizzle? One of them fizzles? 3. Does one of them fizzle? No. Okay. I thought it was going to fizzle. I guess not. Okay. I'm going to scoop from here. We're dead. I should have piled on. Alright, yeah, we were going to die anyway. Okay, game 3. I'm going to bring in another Thoughtseize. And I am going to... I don't think I like pile on here. I think we'll just keep in the Go for the Throat. I don't even know if I like Force of Vigor. Maybe we like pile on better than Force of Vigor. Or maybe I just like Grist. I think we just kind of want to go fast here. So we'll get rid of a Grist. And we'll just go with this. Game 3. Okay, let's see how this goes. Okay, can't keep this. Going down 6 again. Can't keep this either. We'll go down to 5, I guess. I suppose we can keep this 5. And we get rid of a Grist and the Harvest. I mean, I imagine this Ignoble is probably going to die, but I don't know what other choice we really have here. Cancel, or maybe I get rid of like Grist and Chord. So I have the Harvest turn 2 in case my Ignoble dies. Maybe that's what we do. This is like the safe line. I think this is probably likely what winds up happening. I think this Hierarch's likely dead. All right. Appreciate you. Stay alive. Grist is just so slow in this matchup too. It's not very good. Turn 1 Bolt. No Bolt. Okay. Would much prefer the Chord at this point. We'll play out our Besagio. Play out our Grist, plus our Grist. Endurance to the graveyard. This one of Endurance keeps showing up. We don't want you, Endurance. Yeah, based on the way this has turned out, like we definitely would much prefer Court of Calling in our hand over this Abundant Harvest right now. Okay, Hapatra. Yeah, so we're just going to go wide on this board. Hope they don't have something like a Fury. Put them down to 17. Hapatra. Yawgmoth. The hope is we can find Court of Calling or an Evo. Something to find ourselves a Yawg. Third land. Tapped. A little strange. Not much going on over there. As of yet. Okay, so there's our black source. So I think we start with an attack with the team. Or maybe I'm supposed to harvest first to see if I can find a chord. Maybe that was the move, but it's too late at this point. Dump down one of these insects. Yes. Hapatra, yes. Plus our Grist. Abundant Harvest. Non-land. Okay, there's our Yawg. Next turn. Pass turn. Okay, Search for Tomorrow comes off the stack. Still at 20 life too, which is nice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, they get themselves a snow-covered mountain. A Dwarven Mine, sure. Into a pylon. Okay, so from here, the question is, can we win? I mean, I can draw a ton of cards. Okay, I'll start with our Yawg pre-combat. Veil of Summer in response, sure. They have another Veil of Summer, I wonder? They say GG's. Okay, I mean, we didn't have the win yet, but I mean, I'm assuming we'd probably draw into it. Maybe. Jumping back in, Modern League, currently 3-0. We are playing against ya boy, Wu-Tang. Oh wait, we played against Wu-Tang before. Wu-Tang is going to be on the play. I feel like every time we played against them, they've been on the same deck. I don't remember what that is off the top of my head, but I do remember they played the same deck at least twice. They've revealed a Gigantha. Our opening 7 is slow, but I think, is this a keep? I think this hand is really close. I think it's a little bit sketchy, a little bit slow. Accelerates pretty quickly after turn 2, but it's just, do we have the opportunity to get past turn 2 is the question. I'm curious to see how this plays out. We're going to keep it. I'm not sure if this is the correct decision, but we'll give it a try. I think if we're playing against a number of decks, we could just potentially get run over. I feel like Wu-Tang, they might have been on like an Asmo deck the last time we played them. Maybe I'm incorrect. I don't know. Okay, this is how we get run over. Turn 1 Ragavan. We'll go Overgrown Tune tapped, and we will pass the turn. Ragavan's gonna get a hit. They're playing with Breach though. This hand's actually not terrible. Okay, they hit a Geist off the top. Doesn't really matter. We're fine with that. Play a land. They fetch. Yeah. Okay. So this is Breach. 1, 2, 3 Teferi. Sure. And they uptick Teferi. So that shuts us off of being able to like just Geist and sit around. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to play at our Geist and we're going to attack with the Geist. They'll get another hit with Teferi, or get another hit with the Ragavan, but it kind of invalidates Teferi a little bit. Okay, and they hit a Yawgmoth. We'll see if they play that out. Okay, and they bounce our Geist. Imagine they have another Teferi. Shredder, okay. Okay, they play out the Yawgmoth. They'll get a trigger off that. I think we're fine with this happening like this. Like getting rid of the Teferi, I think was actually pretty important, so we're good. They have 4 cards in hand. If we draw land, we did not. Land was best case scenario. So the question is, do I build out my board or do I stall the ground? I think I'm going to stall the ground for an extra turn. Then next turn I'll build out my board. If they have like a prismatic ending, that will be unfortunate to exile the Geist. So hopefully that is not the case. Put a card on top. Doesn't feel good knowing that. See if this is an ending. If they're just attacking, I think we're good with that. And they are. Okay, I'll gladly block this Ragavan. Second Shredder, and maybe a Bolt. There's the Bolt, sure. Put a Breach into the graveyard, put a Consider into the graveyard. So they're just on like the run you over kind of plan. 2 cards in hand. Okay, drawing that was not what we wanted. Okay. So from here, it's like, I guess I play Wall of Roots. So I can Wall of Roots into Abundant Harvest, but then it triggers their Shredder, which is really unfortunate. Triggers both of their Shredders, and then we take 7. But I think we have to. I don't think we're winning this game, if I'm being candid. We do want to land. There's our land. And then we just pass the turn from here. I guess we are kind of banking on this Innkeeper doing some stuff. Okay, and they cast a Breach. So we're going to Endurance. I think Hapatra is probably the worst card in our hand. Gonna Unholy Heat our wall. Sure. Okay, we're gonna take a big hit here. Hit for 8, so we're gonna go down to 6. I have 1 card in hand. Breach is gone. Probably should have fetched there. Okay, so from here I can go Innkeeper into wall, and I'm still at 6 life, but then I'm just dead. I could play the Endurance, block, and go down to 1. Maybe that's the line. And just hope that we no, but even then we'll be fetching, so I don't think that's gonna work either. Yeah, I think basically where we went wrong this game was keeping our opening 7. I think that was the mistake. Okay, I'm just gonna scoop it. Move to game 2. Okay, in this matchup we're gonna bring in our Endurances. I think there's argument for some removal. There's also an argument for Ooze. I think we'll bring in the Ooze. And then I think I'll just bring in like Push seems good enough. I think we're gonna shave on Hierarchs. On the play we'll shave a Wolf. And then Grist seems medium. So does Geist seems kind of medium too. Maybe we'll shave a Grist. I think that's fine. We'll go with this. Okay, I think we're okay with this 7. Not the greatest, but I think this is acceptable just because we can curve out here. Start land, basic, and we'll put our Hierarch into play to start with. I'll pass turn from there. So the hope is they play out a creature turn 1 and we can double spell turn 2. They shock, Chandler. Okay, so we're going to be able to double spell here. Bobble, Spire Bluff into the graveyard. Look at our top card, sure. Okay, into a bird. So for us, I guess the question is, do I want Blood Artist in play or do I want to go bird into Yawgmoth? And I think I'm going to go Blood Artist into bird and just hope they don't have a double bolt. If they have double bolt, we're in trouble. Potentially. And if not, next turn I can go Yawgmoth, Evo the Blood Artist, get a Yawgmoth, and then just basically kill them from there. Or at least try to do that. I'm anticipating at least one of these dorks dying though. Okay, so it's only going to be 1, which is good. Oh wow. That's a very aggressive Breach right there. A very strange line. Basically just draw 1. I don't understand that line. Yeah, we'll take 1. Sure. Yeah, that was very odd. Okay, we're going to leave with an attack with this Blood Artist. I think we'll be in pretty good shape here. Yawgmoth. Okay, we'll Evo the Blood Artist. Save targets. Yes. Put our Yawgmoth into play. Let's start getting down to it. So there'll be 3 cards in their graveyard, 3 card types. Then from here, I think we're going to draw at least 1 card. I'm going to sacrifice the Ignoble. I think we're going to leave it like this. We're going to force them to try to get a 4th card type before we draw another card off this Yawgmoth. And this is a little bit of a sign of weakness here. And like, even if they do have the heat, okay, they don't. So we're going to game 3. Even if they have the heat, we have the Evo, the Geist next turn. Okay, on the draw, game 3. Do I want to go for the throat? I think I do. I think I'm going to bring that in. I feel like Hapatra is kind of medium in this matchup. I can see myself getting rid of that. Okay, we'll submit this. Oh, I meant to put the other Yawgmoth in. That was a mistake. Oof, that's brutal. Okay, I think we're going to have to mulligan this one. Yeah, I meant to put the Yawgmoth. We're going to mulligan down to 6. All right, I think we try this. I don't love it. Get rid of the Dryad Arbor. All right. So this is good for us. Land pass. The fact there's no turn 1 Ragavan is really good for us. Lead on our Verdant, pass the turn. We're going to fetch and get ourselves an Overgrown Tomb end of their turn. Okay, so they're communicating Prismatic Ending here. Shredder, sure. Yield until the end step. Fatal Push, okay. Okay, I actually don't hate that. So I can go Wall of Roots this turn, and then Fatal Push Ooze next turn. I think I like that. It was a pretty good draw. I actually like having that Fatal Push. To have something like a Teferi, that would be annoying, but okay, second Shredder. Take a hit for 3, sure. Second Endurance, pretty good. All right, so things are shaping up nicely. I will dump down one of the Shredders. Then we'll pass the turn from here. We're gonna flash in an Endurance, hopefully block and kill the Shredder. Iteration, sure. They have 4 cards in hand. Mesa, sure. Okay, Prismatic Ending coming up. Let them put a card into their graveyard. Okay, I'm gonna let this ending happen, and then we'll cast our Endurance from here. So they have no attacks. 4 cards in hand. We drew into another Wall of Roots. Not terrible. So I'm gonna leave with an attack for 3 here. We'll cast another Wall of Roots, and then we'll pass the turn from here. I could cast the Ooze out, but I'm gonna wait until I have some stuff to eat with it, just so I can get some value out of it. Quite a few lands. And cast a Hearse that really doesn't do anything right now. 3 cards in hand. Okay, another Wall of Roots, actually not bad. I'm gonna attack with this Endurance. We take a hit for 3. We'll cast out another Wall of Roots. I could use 1 mana from our wall already to cast that, but I mean, it does mean I could chord for an extra, but I don't think it's necessary. Channeler, sure. Second card, second Hearse, sure. Leave a card on top. Put a Bolt into the graveyard, sure. No attacks, 2 cards in hand. Okay, drawing into a Besieger here. So this one's interesting because it represents a removal spell for one of these Hearse, but I actually don't think it really matters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm just playing it out here. Maybe this is wrong, but I feel like the fact they have 2 Hearse, I think it's fine to play that now. Okay, another Shredder. A little annoying, but not the end of the world. And we are going to chord EOT. Okay, they're going to consider here. Land into the graveyard. Teferi into the graveyard. Aether Gust into the graveyard. Another consider into the graveyard. This is really interesting, the sequencing here. I actually feel pretty good about this situation. See if they pull a land off the top here. A Bobble, sure. They have 2 cards in hand, but they're tapped out, so we'll have our Endurance in play. They actually don't have any creatures in the graveyard, so we can't get any value off of our Ooze as of yet, but we will soon enough. Oh no! Oh, I clicked through. Oh, that was such a mistake. Oh, geez, that was a huge mistake. That is brutal. All right, well, we got him. Got him anyway. So I boarded out the Hapatra, which kind of stinks because I would want it in this situation. It is so brutal clicking through in that situation. So I wonder, do I get myself something like an Innkeeper here? Or do I think I just play out this Yawgmoth. Yeah, I think this is just fine. I don't think I really need to do anything else. Okay, they're eating two of their own. Interesting. Still 4 card types. Another iteration, sure. Okay, I understand why they're eating their own card types. They're trying to dump down their Channeler. Makes sense. Because they do not want to attack into my Endurance. Playing land off the iteration into an Underworld Breach. Sure. 2 lands in the graveyard. So here we're in an interesting situation. So I can evoke in this Endurance. I could chord for another Endurance. Okay, I think we evoke, or we just cast it. And then if they try to do something in response, like an Aether Gust, we can Chord of Calling. And Holy Heat, targeting Yawgmoth, sure. So we're going to Chord of Calling for another Endurance here. So I got 2 more cards in the graveyard. And I suppose if they have another Unholy Heat, they'll be able to hit our Yawg. Let me just make sure I don't have anything else worthwhile. I wonder if 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're like really close to just killing with Blood Artist. 1, 2, 3, 4. Does Blood Artist just win here? So -1 is 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're 1 short of killing with the Blood Artist. So I think we're gonna get the Endurance here. Okay, and they have Okay. Okay, so from here, we're going to kill this channeler. I suppose the question is, do I want to dump down anything else from here? I think I'm actually dump down the second shredder. Okay, we'll let this happen. Okay, the attack for 4, we'll take it. We're down to 10. Breach goes away. They have 1 card in hand. We're going to cast a Scavenging Ooze. Wow, they just let that happen. That's really interesting. We'll play a land down. We'll start eating some stuff. They just let that happen. Okay. All right, so from here, I guess the question is, do we attack with everything? I think we wait 1 more turn. Hopefully we can stall a little bit here. Iteration, that's a good one. I feel like the way the last turn played out, maybe there was an opportunity to win from there. Maybe I might have messed up. Unclear. Opponent reveals a breach. Double trigger the shredder and then I guess the iteration 1 more time. 4 card types in the graveyard, 7 life. Not really much they can do from here. Okay, no attacks. Good. Okay, that was one of our best draws. That was actually what I was hoping for. Okay, so from here, the line is going to be, we're going to get our Dried Arbor, Grist, we're going to minus Grist, and kill the shredder. Okay, yeah, kind of expected that. They're going to eat 2 with this hearse, sure. I suppose they eat 2 with the other hearse as well. Yep. Keep a card on top. Never feels good. I wonder if this is another breach. Gigantha into hand. Bolt. Bolt down the Grist, sure. This iteration feels a little overzealous. I mean, they did hit the bobble, but I think you're supposed to wait till next turn for that one. Oh, turn off auto yields. We are going to be drawing a card here. Go for the, oh, wow. Wow, that's really good. What can we do with that? So we can basically put our opponent down to 1. So I can go for the throw at the shredder. They activate the hearse, minus the Grist, kill the hearse, and then attack in for 6 and put them to 1. I don't know if that's good enough though. I think we just plus this Grist to start with, and I'm going to play out this 2 untapped. The problem is if I attack with all 3 of these creatures, I can't kill one of the hearse with the, what is that, the move? Do I attack? 6, put them down to 1? I don't think so. I think I have to wait another turn, unfortunately. If they have another breach though, we're going to be in trouble. Or another creature. Channeler. Yeah, that's annoying. Prismatic Ending, sure. They have Gigantha in hand. We know about that. Teferi. We'll kill this shredder. See if they attack with this hearse. That'll be interesting. So from here, is this a triple block? And we just kill the hearse? Problem is it's 8 power. But I think we get rid of it. Okay, there's another Yawg. Not sure what that gets us. They have 2 cards in hand. I think we just pass the turn from here. Uptick their Teferi. Ending for 3. Okay, so this puts me in a little bit of a situation because if I minus, I'm going to be priced into blocking with this Yawgmoth, but I think I have to. I hope for a Beseiju here. Crew the hearse. I'm at 7. This is lethal. I'm aware of that. Not a Beseiju. So now I have to chump block. Okay, I think we lose this one. I'm going to scoop it up. Unfortunate. We are back. We are back. Match 5, Modern League. Playing against Root Beer Addict 02, I think. And we are on the draw. This opening hand's a little weak, lacking business, but I still think we're going to keep this one. I'm a little disappointed with the way I played that last match. I don't think I played that optimally. I think there was opportunity for me to win that match, and I might have thrown it away. Okay, so this... Oh, I need to make sure I don't yield. Opponent has a Vengevine in the graveyard. Okay. Alright, so we're playing against HollowVine. Haven't played against this one for a while. Patron, not great, not terrible. We'll start off with a basic forest here. Play out our Hierarch, pass the turn. I think we will likely be using our Endurance if there's the threat of a Vengevine coming down next turn. Hopefully we can hold off. Okay, Crab, sure. They'll mill themselves. So this is like a little bit of a different version. Double Vengevine. Burning Inquiry. Alright, so we're in a little bit of a situation where if they hit our Endurance off this Inquiry and then have another hollow one, they'll bring back 2 Vengevines and just kill us. We lost our Endurance here. Let's see if they have another hollow one. They don't. And we lost all the good cards out of our hand. This kind of stinks. We'll take a hit for 4. This deck is just like so high variance that, I mean, sometimes it just goes crazy and sometimes it's just like really, really bad. From here, I think I'm going to play out, like our life total I think is high enough where I can lead Innkeeper into Hapatra, and then next turn double Geist. We'll gain a life, and then if this Hapatra connects, we'll have blockers for whatever they're doing, in addition to our Geists. And Innkeeper can kind of buy us some time. They do have bolts in their deck, so see, they have 2 creatures. They do, so both of those are going to come back. A little annoying. A lot of power on the board here. And now the Neonate can block the Hapatra, which is annoying. We're going to take a hit for 12. We're going to go down to 4. Okay, triple Geist. We got blockers. All right, let's start with an attack for 3. I think they're out of steam a little bit though, so if we can stabilize for like a turn, I think we'll be all right. Are they not blocking? Wow. Okay. Yeah, sure. That's fine. That's strange. Really strange. I'm not sure why they didn't block. I guess the Neonate is important to their game plan next turn. Not sure exactly why, but sure. I should have minused on one of the Vengevines. That was a mistake. Okay, there's a Rootwalla, sure. Yeah, I should have minused on the Vengevine because I'm going to block the hollow one with the Snake token. They have 2 cards in hand. Another Neonate, sure. Okay, play a Crab, sure. Mill 3. No cards in hand. Another Vengevine to the graveyard. And they're attacking with everything. We're at 7 life. Okay, so from here, I think I'm going to block here, here, here. Take a hit for 4. We'll gain another 2. Like, did we just stabilize? Feels like we're close to it. Harvest. Harvest, not bad. We'll start with that. We'll name non-land. Yawgmoth. Okay. Got more creatures. We'll start with an attack with the Hapatra. I wonder if we go Hapatra and a Geist. And the next turn we just have like lethal. They have 3 Vengevines. I just need to make sure I have enough blockers back for 3 Vengevines. I think we'll attack with both of these. Wow, still no blocks. That's strange. Yeah, cool. Gain a life. Get a blocker. And keep her putting in work this game. Feels like we're in a pretty good situation right now. We're at 8 life, they're at 8 life. They can only cast 1 creature this turn, and we win. Okay, up a game. We're going to bring in 2 Endurance. I think we're going to bring in Shieldred. And like a Fatal Push, maybe? Maybe just those 4. Oh, Scavenging Ooze, definitely. Boarding out. I feel like Evo is a big maybe. Even though Geist was really good that game, maybe we board out 1 Geist. Maybe not. Maybe some number of Grist. Like they can be really fast, so maybe we board out some Grists. Maybe some Chords. Push, Shieldred, double Endurance, and a bird maybe? Oh, that was all I needed. Or maybe we keep 3 Evo and get rid of a Chord. Okay, I'll go with that. All right, match 5, game 2, up a game. Opening 7, I like this. We can roll with this. They keep a 7-card hand. It's funny, when I first got back into Modern, okay, wasn't expecting that. I was trying to figure out which deck I wanted to play, and I actually built this for like 1 event, and I went 0-4, and then scrapped the idea and moved on to something else. Besagian is a pretty good draw. We'll start with a fetch, get a basic, play our Hierarch, and we'll pass the turn. So we can Besage down this ley line if we need to. Our hand isn't very graveyard dependent as it stands, so it's not super important. We can also hit a hollow one with it. We'll take a hit for 3, that's fine. Like if this is how they're spending their turn, we're fine with that. Yeah, I think they're in a bit of trouble. So I'm going to shock in here. We'll go down to 14. Life total is going to be pressured pretty early here, but this Grist is actually pretty nice. Geist hits Exile, pass the turn. So next turn we can have Innkeeper, gain a life with the Grist, and Endurance if we want it. Okay, they drew a land. They fetch. Stomping Ground. Tarmogoyf, sure. Tarmogoyf, not as scary as it used to be. Dryad Arb is actually pretty good because it pitches to Endurance. So here what I think I'm going to do, I'm going to take one off this peat-land, cast our Yawg, plus our Grist. Yawgmoth hits Exile. Then next turn I think we're in really good shape. They have 4 cards in hand. Like if we get to untap, I'm not sure how they beat this. Stomping Ground, Shock, 2 mana? Cycle a Hollow one, sure. Doesn't seem great. Street Wraith, sure. And they scoop. All right, 4-1. So we've finished our league, and I have to say that I feel like we've been here before. Another 4-1 league in the books, and in my mind, that's a successful league. That's my barometer. Success 4-1, meh 3-2. Below that is just abysmal. 4-1, we're happy with that. The league went well. The list looked good. Abundant Harvest, I'm impressed with it. I think it performed well over the course of those 5 matches, and I am going to continue testing this card because I am not convinced the optimal build of Yawgmoth has been discovered yet, and this card is very intriguing to me, so I'm going to keep running it a little bit more. The sideboard, Pylon in particular, I think underachieved a little bit. We boarded it in over the course of a couple of different matches, and I don't know that we actually cast it at all. I don't think we did, so I think it got stranded in our hand once or twice, maybe 3 times. Obviously, it didn't really matter too much because we still won those matches, but I don't know. I had high hopes for this card, so my expectations were very high. So I think it came a little under expectation, so I'm not sure where I stand as of right now. But a successful league and a successful endeavor with a new list, and I'm happy with how everything panned out. So I will be testing similar lists to this in the near future. This week, we've got some exciting content coming up with the new format, so definitely stay tuned. If you haven't done so already, definitely hit the subscribe button, because we're going to be running some fun stuff over the course of the next couple of weeks. So I will see everybody again next time for our next league. It will not be a Yawgmoth deck. It'll be something else, but it will be a lot of fun, I promise you. So I'll see everybody on Wednesday, and until then, you know the deal. Be well.